rising. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Welcome in here. Welcome in here. I hope you're having a beautiful day, a blissful day, beautiful, prosperous souls. Welcome on in here. We're here with it for another video today. We got y'all with another live today. You feel me? We're still kind of getting set up, so I'm gonna let y'all pile up in here. Again, peace, 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 rising, rising, rising. Ashe, ashe, ashe. We're here with it. And we go old setup with it, y'all. We go old setup. We go old setup with it. But y'all see by the title, man, by everything going on, we here with it. Like I said, I'm gonna let y'all pile up in here. Y'all go ahead, pile up in here, man. While y'all piling up in here, we're setting the right vibratorial energy, the right vibratorial frequency for the ancestors, as we call them in all truth, all divine justice, divine righteousness. You know what I'm saying? The ancestors, real ancestors. You know what I'm saying? So again, peace to all the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Peace meaning positive energy always creates elevation. Positive energy always creates enlightenment. Yeah, I'm gonna pop up in here though. Peace. We here with it, y'all. We here with it. We here with it. Like I said, peace to all the guys and goddesses of planet Kai. We're turning the comments off. Oh yeah, y'all, we turning the comments off for this video. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome on in here. Y'all come on in here, y'all come on in here, y'all log on in today. You know what I'm saying? We in here. As we let the Orisha play, you know what I'm saying? We just set the right vibratorial frequency. You know what I'm saying? We got all set up. Peace, brothers. Yeah. Peace, peace, peace. To everybody walking in here, I'm letting y'all pile up before we take off. Peace, peace, peace. To everybody walking in here. Peace, peace, peace. Rising, rising, rising. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Peace to all the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Peace meaning positive energy always creates elevation, or positive energy always creates enlightenment. Peace, reflection on blissful. I hope all y'all out there having a blissful day today as well. I'll be right back, y'all.
It's so easy.
Welcome in here, in here. Hold on, y'all. Y'all give me a minute. Peace, peace, peace. Rising, rising, rising. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Peace to all the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Peace meaning positive energy always creates elevation. Positive energy always creates enlightenment. peace, peace, peace. Rising, rising, rising. Alright, peace, family, peace, peace, peace. Rising, rising, rising. Again, we're gonna keep saying until we take off. Until we actually take off into the lecture. We're gonna we throwing out these trolls and bots that's in the live right now, watching it live. They ain't commenting and they ain't saying nothing right now, but they are in here. So y'all gotta roll with my punches, you know what I'm saying? We gotta throw them off before we just jump into it. So y'all just bear with me. You know, we throwing them off while at the same time setting the right vibratorial frequency for us to be able to further call in these ancestors, channeling these ancestors. As you see, is what we're talking about today. As far as in your celestial transmutation race, as you see by the title and by the thumbnail, right? We talking about, you know, because we always talk about, yeah. See, y'all, because we always talk about, or we talked about a lot of our physical lineage, right? We talked about a lot of our ancestors, or we always talk about the ancestors, you know, as it is the ancestors who are helping us get this message out, right? So, you know, we always talking about the ancestors. We always giving that thanks back to the ancestors. We always further, you know what I'm saying, getting right with the ancestors, right? We ain't never not getting right with the ancestors, right? So to say that is to say, as you can see by the title and by the thumbnail, if you are paying attention, we here talking about this celestial transmutation race, right? Because like I said, we talk about a lot of our ancestors, right? We talk about ancestors from different forms. We talk about ancestors that animate different forms. We talk about our ancestors that animate different creations in general. You know, we talk about our ancestors that are not from here. We talk about our ancestors that are right here. You know, and as more as we get into it this week, we are going to be strictly talking about these ancestral energies, right? There's a lot of things we talk about on this channel as far as in reality, true reality. But as far as in this week and on up from this week, next week, these whole weeks from here to next, we're gonna be talking about these ancestral energies and your cosmic neighbors, right? Because you know about your physical neighbors, which would be your ancestors, right? Which a lot of us, when we get to talking about the ancestors, a lot of us think we are talking about a physical lineage, right? A lot of us think we are talking about physical lineage, but in reality, we are not just talking about physical lineage when we speak of the ancestors. So you must understand, when we speak of the ancestors, we are speaking of cosmic forces. You know what I'm saying? Cosmic forces, not just a physical lineage that dated to the prehistoric times. As yet, those are your ancestors too. So don't get me wrong, you do have ancestors that did come here in a physical body just like you, right? But you also have ancestors that did not come here in a physical body. You have ancestors that don't even take on physical bodies. You see what I'm saying? This is what we get into today, or this for this whole week and the next. Feel me? So for the rest of this week and the next week, this is all we get into: ancestral energies and the ancestors, right? The ancestors, the ancestors, the ancestors. Again, the ancestors, the ancestors, the ancestors, right? That's all we get into for this week and the next. You see, for the rest of this week and the next. So, like I said, we pulling in this ancestral energy, right? But we're using this for righteousness, right? We're using this for real divine justice, real cosmic justice. You know what I'm saying? We don't, we don't, we don't abuse our power. We don't abuse the ancestors. We don't abuse the power that our ancestors give us. You see what I'm saying? That's what Zeus did. You see what I'm saying? We don't abuse the power that our ancestors have given to us. We don't abuse the power that our ancestors have allowed us to walk with down here in this physical form. We don't abuse it. So we use it for righteousness. How do we use it for righteousness? Each one teach one. We go amongst other, giving this information to others, as this is our information, right? As the ancestors, you strictly use certain vessels to get through certain other people. You see what I'm saying? So your ancestors work in a lot of supreme ways, right? But one of the ways we're going to be talking about right here today, right? As this candle burned down, my intention is set. You see, we're going to be talking about a little bit of our cosmic neighbors, because we, like I said, we know some, right? We know a good amount based off our physical lineage, right? Which are still a part of our ancestors. You see, but when we talking about real ancestors, you got real ancestors like cosmic beings that ain't even here on this planet right now. And then, you got ancestors from, man, look, we finna get into it today, y'all. This is what we get into today specifically. We had to pull in all this real, so, you know what I'm saying? We had to do some real work, right? Because when we speaking of these ancestors, we're speaking of higher cosmic forces. We're not just talking about a physical lineage that was here during prehistoric dates, or just a physical lineage that was here, you know what I'm saying, so far back during the time of what they called slavery. We're not talking about those ancestors, right? The ancestors we are subjecting or talking about are your direct cosmic ancestors, your direct cosmic lineage, right? That your cosmic lineage that is directly connected to you through your DEA, through your 9 series of genetics, which is DEA, right? These are the ancestors that we talk about a lot, right? Now, we've already talked as much as we needed to about our ancestors that was here in the physical lineage, although it is more to expound within them, which we will, like I said, through this week and the next week, right? But you must understand that before this planet was even conjuncted, before this planet was even structured to be built, before there was even a blueprint for this planet, you have to realize that we were always one. We were always a family, right? It was never isolation in war. That's one of the main rules of war. You never isolate yourself in war. You know what I'm saying? But understand that before there was even a blueprint to create this planet, you were always with your ancestors. You were always at your original home, right? Before this planet was even created, you weren't here, right? You were throughout the rest of the galaxies and throughout the rest of the cosmos, right? But to say that is to say, when this planet was created, right, and shortly after this planet was created and it was hijacked, you then been disconnected and kept from your cosmic neighbors, right? Because you have cosmic ancestors, you have cosmic family, you have cosmic friends, you have cosmic relationship, but you also have cosmic neighbors, right? You got cosmic elders, you got cosmic ancestors, but what else? You have cosmic neighbors, right? And these are cosmic forces and beings that are not a part of your race, right? So they told us, well, they didn't tell us shit about the extraterrestrial forces that's out there, but they allowed us to see and learn about some of them, such as the Greys, the Insectoids, the Pleiadians, the Reptilians. A lot of us are familiar with those extraterrestrials, right? That's outside of our race. But what a lot of us is not familiar with is our cosmic neighbors, right? Because like I said, you got to understand before this planet even had a blueprint to be created, right? You were not here. You were definitely somewhere else in the galaxies, throughout the galaxies, with your ancestors. And it's to say this is also to say because you got, like I said, you got cosmic friends, you got cosmic relationships, and cosmic families that you don't even remember because you have been on this planet and you have been put under a stronghold since this planet has been hijacked, since it's been created, right? So since this planet has been created, energy cycles and energy cycles after this planet was created, it was then hijacked, right? Once it was hijacked, the beings who were here upon that hijaction, okay, so once it was hijacked, the beings who were here when it was hijacked, right? Those beings were an advanced extraterrestrial race. Um, to be exact, the grand creators of this whole multiverse, right, was here on this planet. So you got this race of extraterrestrial beings throughout this multiverse, right? And what is a multiverse? Okay, for those who don't know what a multiverse is in the back of class, what is a multiverse? A multiverse is a multiverse consists of 12 universes, right? A multiverse really consists of 9 universes because in this multiverse you have 3 alternate universes, which makes it 12 universes. So right here in this multiverse, because we're gonna stay in this multiverse, it's other multiverses as well, but we're gonna stay right here because we don't want to lose y'all, right? So in this multiverse right here, we have 12 universes, right? And within these 12 universes, each 12 universe has 999,000 galaxies, right? In every 999,000 galaxies that exist within every 12 universes, there are 999 planets. And with every 999 planets that exist within every 999,000 galaxies, that look, because I don't want to lose y'all here, you feel me? I don't want to lose y'all. But we just saying, right? Every 999 planets that, you know, is within every 999 galaxy. Well, excuse me, every 999 planets that's within every 999,000 galaxies that's within every 12 universe makes up this one multiverse. Right? Now, you got a specific extraterrestrial race of beings who are the creators of this multiverse, right? So you have a specific extraterrestrial beings who created this multiverse for you to experience as a soul and a spirit, right? Now, the creators of this multiverse created many other multiverses, right? But the creators of this multiverse specifically the creators of this multiverse is so many of them. They are you can't numerology them. You can't because there are so many of the grand creators of this multiverse. In this multiverse, you can't numerate them. You can't put a number on how many it is of us here in this multiverse, right? So with that being said, we spread out through this multiverse in different groups, what they call tribes. This is where they even get the idea. This is where they get the ideology of the term of the terminology tribe, because as so above, so below. This is how we move, right? So in the cosmos, well, in this multiverse, right? You got the grand creators of this multiverse. Now, what is this extraterrestrial race, or who is this extraterrestrial race that is the grand creator of this multiverse? Because you gotta think about it. When you're talking about the other galaxies, the other planets, the other universes, that's a lot of life. That's a lot of life. just me even telling y'all that it's 9 realms within every planet, right? And it's 999 planets within every galaxy. That right there is over 1 trillion life form. That's over 1 trillion life right there. You see? So you gotta understand that in this multiverse right here, you got this race, right, of extraterrestrial beings that they created this multiverse, and then after they created this multiverse, they took on different forms of this multiverse, and they took on many different names and groups and in places of this multiverse, right? So understand who you are, right? Understand where you sit within this multiverse, right? Understand where you come from within this multiverse before you landed here, right? So, like I said, you got a lot of you got a lot of this, you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of beings from this specific extraterrestrial race group, right, throughout the whole multiverse, and they're everywhere, amongst different names, different groups, different places, different objects, different beings that they just took forms on. Why? Because again, this is their multiverse, right? Now, who are these? Them. Who are they? Right? The grand creators of this multiverse. The grand creators of this multiverse will be your Anunnaki gods, right? An extraterrestrial race, or an extraterrestrial force, supreme force, advanced force, which go by your Anunnaki gods and goddesses, right? An actual race. We are the grand creators of this multiverse, right? And we took on many different life forms of this multiverse. We took on many different names here in this multiverse. Understand, the Anunnaki has so many cosmic neighbors. The Anunnaki has cosmic neighbors that are the Anunnaki, but just in different animations, rather say, you know? Okay, now what do I mean? What is all this to say? Okay? All this to say is, right, your grand creators of this whole multiverse, which is your Anunnaki gods and goddesses, right? They were once here on this planet that you call Earth now, right? They once descended from the cosmos, took on a physical vessel, and experienced a experience of material realm right here on this planet, just as you did, right? But when they went to do that, when they did that, you know, and they had this planet at its peak, it was then hijacked, right? And now when we saying it was hijacked, we're not saying that they just landed here and went on a full-fledged war, right? We're saying that, you know, this planet has been hijacked through let me see, because it's not so many words that you can use, you know what I'm saying? The English vocabulary only goes to a certain extent. When, you know what I'm saying? Even when I'm trying to give y'all drops on things that took place way before it was even a time or a language or words or any of that. You see what I'm saying? Understand, after this planet was hijacked, you got this race of Anunnaki gods who were stuck down here after this planet was hijacked, right? You also got other cosmic neighbors that was stuck down here as well after this planet has been hijacked. Now understand, who are your Anunnaki gods, right? Understand that what they call the Black and Latino people stuck here, what they call the Black and Latino people here on this planet today, what you know as Earth, right? races that they call Black and Latino people here on what you know today as Earth. These are your descendants of your Anunnaki gods and goddesses. You see, everything I'm telling y'all, I want y'all to keep in mind. Hold that in mind for when we get deep. Because it's going to all make sense. Right. And if it don't make sense right now, it's going to make sense later on down the week. Stay tuned. Right. Okay. The people they deem Black and Latinos here on your planet that they call Earth, your Black and Latinos are your Anunnaki gods that have been stuck and trapped down here for eons and eons and energy cycles, right? The Anunnaki gods and goddesses that is down here in today's day have been trapped down here since the Great Invasion of 1492. Right? So we're here today to inform these descendants. We're here today to inform the descendants of the Anunnakis. We're here today to inform the Anunnakis, the descendants of the Anunnakis, about their neighbors who are trying to help them, who are landing on their planet every day from the time we speak. You know, I've been sitting here to amplify the descendants of the Anunnaki gods and goddesses. So, to my gods and goddesses, to my non-ether beings, my Black and Latinos, my Black and Latinas, you all are descendants of royal bloodline, right? Me calling you a descendant isn't taking anything from you, because you are an Anunnaki god. But what makes you a descendant right now in this time is because you have completely lost this connection from all sorts of traits. What makes you a descendant here is because you are terrestrial to this planet. Now that you've been living here for a while, ever since it's been hijacked, these Anunnaki gods that were stuck down here has been here ever since then, right? And they've been here ever since then, but they've been being killed off, right? And the oppressors know that these Anunnaki gods and goddesses cannot die. Even in a physical manifestation, they cannot die, right? So they will do nothing but keep coming back here upon their, what they call death, right? So these Anunnaki gods, or Anunnaki gods, that have been here on planet Kai since the Great Invasion, they have been reincarnating since then, since 1492, right? They've been stuck here warring with this they've been stuck here warring with this race that has been doing nothing but draining the planet of its resources. These Anunnaki gods that have been here during this Great Invasion of 1492 has been stuck here since then. You don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. The grand creators of this whole fucking multiverse, the grand creators of this very planet, is stuck here. What don't you get? They're stuck here. And they're stuck here as your Black and Latino people. I'm lying though, right? How about you go to the Vatican and request for the books under the Vatican? Read them books under the Vatican, then come back to me and ask me if I was lying or not, right? Because they ain't just gonna straight up tell y'all who y'all are. That's what I've been sitting back to, right? It sounds crazy when I'm sitting here telling the black and Latinos, y'all gods and goddesses, and it's not a race thing, it's a scientific thing. It's an actual cosmic science thing, right? For my human beings. Y'all need to remember who y'all are too. Just like I get on here and I tell my gods and my goddesses every day, remember who you are. Meditate. Go within, get back in touch with the ancestors, right? Your human beings, y'all need to remember who y'all are too as Neanderthals. And not just as Neanderthals, because we're not just being cocky, right? Who do y'all think the Bigfoot is? Who do you think, what do you think a Yeti is? What do you think Bigfoot is? Bigfoot is your human beings in their true form. Understand, when your human beings first came through the Caucasus Mountains in those portals, right? When your human beings first came through the Caucasus Mountains, because of their 6 series of genetics, because they have 6 series of genetics called DNA, they came through the Caucasus portals all fucked up because of their 6 series of DNA, right? That was created in a petri dish on a planet called Nern in the 6th universe of this multiverse. You see? And they had created this time warp machine called CERN that opened up wormholes and portals to get them back to their original planet Nern, right? But because that has been shut down by the ancestors, now the beings that they have been bringing from Nern to here, from here to Nern, that's not happening anymore. But also keep in mind, because of that, the beings that they were bringing from Nern to here and taking from here to Nern are stuck in each one. So now you got beings from Nern stuck over here, and you got beings from over here stuck on Nern. You see what I'm saying? Now your beings that stuck over here, that they have been bringing over here, right, are your who? Bigfoot, your Yetis, right? Understand, when they first came out the Caucasus Mountains and the Caucasus portals, and they landed here as Yetis. They landed here as Bigfoots because what they are spliced with, because of what's in their 6 series of genetics. This is why they look like that. This is why they have fur and not hair, right? This is not a race thing to say all that. It's to say it's not a race thing. It's a science thing. It's a genetic thing. We have, if you have, okay, so you're black and Latinos. What makes us a whole different species from your Caucasians, your Asians, your Mexicans, your Dravidians, your Arabs? What makes us a whole different species from them is that we compose of a 9 series genetics, right? This is the completion of this whole multiverse. The 9 is the completion of the whole multiverse, as we are 9 ether beings, as we come from the 19th galaxy, as we come from the 9th universe, right? That's what makes us 9 ether beings. See? And there's further more things that make us 9 ether beings, but we'll expand upon those later in other videos. But for right here, right now, let's stay focused, right? So your 9 ether beings have 9 series of genetics, which is DEA, deoxyetheric acid, right? And then you have your 6 series of genetic beings, which is your DNA, deoxynucleic acid, right? Which we know that deoxynucleic acid gives you melanin to block the UV rays from the sun. This is cosmic facts. This is cosmic science. This is not a race war. This is not a race thing. It is cosmic science. You see? So when I'm sitting here saying that all my blacks and Latinos are gods and goddesses, it's not because you are black. It is not because you are Latino. It is because simply you have a 9 series of genetics. And your genetics are a cosmic force in itself. You are not terrestrial to this planet, but you have been terrestrial to this planet because you have been stuck here, right? You have been stuck here amongst the great invasion since they have landed. But because you've been stuck here, you got other extraterrestrial forces landing here trying to save you, and you don't even know it. So the other extraterrestrial forces is landing here trying to save you. Your oppressors and your shadow government is deeming these other extraterrestrial forces that's trying to land here and save you. They deeming those extraterrestrial forces bad or negative. So when they is trying to land here or they is on their way to this atmosphere, you get scared. You get scared. This is how they redirect the energy of your cosmic neighbors. You have cosmic neighbors. You being an Anunnaki god, a Anunnaki goddess, stuck here, the grand creator of the cosmos, stuck here as you have created other beings. Not only that you have created other galaxies and other planets, you have also created other races, other beings that move out of righteousness just like you do. Why you think what they call him, okay, what you know as Satan, as you call him Satan here on this planet, but his real name is Zeus, right? But you know him as Satan here, but his real name is Zeus. And his greatest trick was to make everybody believe that he didn't exist, right? And when you think of Zeus, you see the trickery he played there? But anyway, let's stay focused. Zeus, right? We know Zeus, right? The head general of that negative alliance, right? But because you are a Anunnaki god, right? You are a Anunnaki god here. You have so much. Because you are a Anunnaki god, the grand creator of this whole multiverse. You have so much family. You have so many other families and other beings that you don't even know about because they have hidden from you. This is what I was saying. Just like we created these planets, we created these galaxies that you see now today's day, we also created other beings, right? We created other beings to do other things that we do out of righteousness. This is why you have Satan, aka Zeus, try to go out his way and create a race. Now, a lot of us don't know cosmically, like this is real cosmic history I'm finna give y'all right now that only the ancient souls of the cosmos know. I'm finna get it to y'all right now, so look. Basically, like I said, we were creating races as well. We were creating other civilizations. We were creating other beings as well, other than just galaxies and planets, right? But see now, Zeus, he wanted to create another race as well, right? But okay, now a lot of people don't know this. So now to say this is say, okay, well, if y'all was creating, so how can y'all get mad at Zeus for trying to create a race, right? How can y'all get mad at Zeus for creating the human beings? When y'all was creating races too, good or bad, right? Keep this in mind. When we were creating, when you're righteous, Anunnaki gods were creating races, other races. We were creating other races to do to replica of what we were doing through the cosmos, right? Creating these other universes, helping flourish these other planets, helping amplify this dark matter energy, right? So we created these beings to do specific high vibrational things amongst the galaxies, amongst the cosmos. We created these beings to move in full righteousness, not to worship us, not to pick on other enemies because they were created by the grand creators, not to do none of that, right? So you had Zeus, right, your brother, right? Once your brother, he tried to create a race too. But see, where it went wrong was this is how the war broke out. This is how the whole cosmic war broke out, nigga. I'm taking y'all back to the start, nigga. I'm taking y'all back to the grain. You feel? I'm taking y'all back. I'm taking y'all back before it was even a war. I'm taking y'all back to when the whole galaxies and cosmos was literally one, right? So this is what even sparked the war of Zeus going outside of himself and being casted out of the cosmos and taking 2/3 with him, which they tell you this in the Bible, right? They tell you this in the Bible, right? They tell you that Lucifer was cast out of heaven, took 1/3 with him, right? But in reality, that story refers to Zeus being cast off this planet, being cast off because they called back then in you know back in those points of energy cycles, you could basically say this was a heaven because you had angelic Anunnaki beings here doing angelic things, creating angelic structures, emitting angelic frequency. So of course this was gonna be heaven-like to them. So when they're telling you that the war broke out amongst the 12 disciples, and they're telling you that that whole war that broke out was that whole war took place right here on this planet. Zeus, Satan, aka what you know him as we ain't even gonna get into that, but Zeus, aka or Satan, aka Zeus, was right here on this planet, right? And when we were creating other races, you see, he tried to create a race as well, but we didn't trip over him creating his race. But the thing was, when it was time for us to create another race, or we decided that we wanted to create another race, we had to go get confirmation for that. We couldn't just do that, right? Although we are the gods, right? You still have your divine feminine, your goddesses, which are the original gods, right? Your divine feminine is your original god. Although we are the gods, your divine feminine is your original God, right? Your goddess, your goddess is your original God. So although we were the gods and we were the creators of everything you see, right? When it came to us creating another race, another life form, we had to go tap in with the divine feminine. We had to go tap in with the Anunnaki goddess, the 9 council goddess. You feel me? We had to go make sure it was cool with her before we just start creating races and shit, right? So, she was allowing, she was allowing us to create these other races because we were creating these other races out of righteousness, out of positive intent. We were creating these other races to do other positive things and other rightfulness things amongst the galaxies, amongst the cosmos. So this was okay with the divine feminine. This was okay with the galactic council, right? And who is the Galactic Council? The Galactic Council is 9 Anunnaki goddesses that was here from the time of creation. So we getting, hey, look, but see Zeus, when he tried to go about his way of creating his race, for one, he didn't check in with the divine feminine. For two, he wasn't making his race out of anything of righteousness. For three, he was making his race out of spitefulness because he was mad that we were making races to go do other things that was positive and other blissful things because we didn't care about other things worshiping us. Let me tell y'all something too, because this is another thing that spoke the whole race. This is what Satan, aka Zeus, really was even mad for, right? This is what he was even in his feelings for. Because look, we gotta understand all this before we can even get to the celestial transmutation race. You see what I'm saying? So look, man, this man Zeus, right? This man Zeus, he wanted to be worshipped, right? Like I said, we are gods and we are goddesses. We are gods and our goddesses, right? Because we are gods, you know. You got some gods who wanted to abuse that authority, to abuse that position, right? This is why you have duality in all things. You have good and bad, right or wrong, positive and negative, right? And that's the duality in all things. So even though your Anunnaki gods and your Anunnaki goddesses are the grand creators of this whole multiverse, you still have bad Anunnaki gods. You still have negative Anunnaki gods and Anunnaki goddesses. And you have positive Anunnaki gods, and you have rightfulness Anunnaki gods and goddesses. This is why it's imperative that we understand this, because we can't just be calling on to any Anunnaki god. Although they are Anunnaki gods, right? You gotta understand this is why we can't just call any ancestor, because you got ancestors who are negative. You got ancestors who didn't have good intents, right? We can't forget this. We can't forget this. It's imperative that we understand this, so we can understand our who, our cosmic neighbors, right? So when it came down to Zeus wanting to make him a race, right? He was denied approval. He was denied approval. Why was he denied? Because Zeus, being a formal god, he wanted to be worshipped. He was tired of worshiping himself, right? Let me tell y'all this too. As gods and goddesses, we wasn't being worshipped, right? We wasn't being worshipped because we understood our authority within the cosmos. We understood where we sat within this multiverse. So we never asked for to be worshipped, right? And our divine feminine don't allow that. She don't allow that shit. So we don't walk around the cosmos and the galaxies like, yeah, we the gods, worship us, you go do what we say. We don't move like that. We don't move like that. We don't stand for that shit, right? We don't stand for that type of, we don't do that. You see what I'm saying? But you do have Anunnaki gods that do that. That fall under Zeus and them. You see what I'm saying? But we don't do that as Anunnaki gods. We don't just go around headhunting people. We don't go around bullying. We don't bully. We don't bully. If anything, because we gods, we pull up. If anything, because we gods, we go around the cosmos helping and flourishing other planets, right? We go around the cosmos giving life to other planets that need it. We go around the cosmos giving resources to other planets that need it. You feel me? Because we are gods, we go to planets and help them get things they couldn't get, right? We never used our authority, or we never used our position to be bullies. And this is the type of time Zeus was on. Zeus wanted to be a bully. He got tired of worshiping himself. Because as gods and goddesses, we worshipped ourselves. We worshipped ourselves. We wasn't worshipped. Neither did we worship. We worship ourselves. How do we worship ourselves? That's like today. If I go outside right now and I see another person in the same, that look like me, same pigmentation as me, right? Whether it being a Latino or black, I go outside, even if they don't know they're a god or a goddess. I go out there, hey, peace God, peace goddess, hey, peace. You feel me? Peace reflection, right? That's me praising them, right? That's a form of praise, compliments. Compliments are a form of praise. That's why we praise each other, right? We praise ourselves. We praise each other, right? Praising, another form of worship. So we never worship anything outside of us, or anything outside of us never worshipped us, because we didn't ask for that, right? So we praised each other, and we praised each other using affirmations, of what they call affirmations now today's day, right? Praised each other, like, peace God, that's a beautiful creation right there. Oh, you created that planet? Peace God, that's a beautiful creation, right? Peace God, that's a beautiful ether on your skull cap. See? Peace God, you got a beautiful glow to you. Peace Goddess. You feel me? We praise each other. We never praise anything outside of us. Or we never had anything outside of us praise us. Right? So let me get that, let me set that record clear now. Right? Let me set that record straight now. The Anunnaki gods and the Anunnaki goddesses never praised anything outside of themselves, and they never asked anything outside of themselves to praise them. We praise each other, and we praise ourselves. Peace, beautiful reflection. Have a blissful day, beautiful reflection. You see? Zeus got tired of that though. Zeus got tired of that. He didn't want to keep doing that. Zeus didn't want to praise himself anymore. Zeus didn't want to praise other gods anymore. So what did he do? He wanted to create a race that did worship him. He wanted to be worshipped. Zeus wanted to be worshipped. He wanted that. He wanted to be that bully, which he did later on become with these human beings, right? This is why it's not a race war. This is why you got the Anunnaki God speaking through me right now, just to let y'all know what's going on. See what I'm saying? You got Anunnaki gods speaking through me right now. Who y'all think giving y'all this information? Who y'all think speaking to y'all? Who y'all think setting this shit up? The Anunnaki gods speak through me right now to give y'all this information. So, what I'm sitting here telling y'all this history about Zeus, it's imperative that you grasp to that and understand that, because this is that Zeus is the general of this grand evil. Zeus is the head general of the grand evil that we're warring against, because he is not just an extraterrestrial being outside of us. Zeus is one of us, and you can't take that away from him, right? But he is not one of us that moves in righteousness. That we can say. But you cannot take the fact that Zeus is an Anunnaki God. You cannot take that from him. But what you can take from him is that allowance to be able to thrive in those celestial energies, right? So Zeus can no longer thrive in those celestial energies. That's what we can take from him. We can't take that, right? But understand that a war broke out right here on this planet before this planet was even, before your human beings was even thought about. Before your human beings was even a thought, a war been broke out on this planet. But why did the war break out on this planet? Why did the war break out in the cosmos? Because Zeus wanted to be praised. Zeus wanted to be worshipped, and we wasn't having that shit because we didn't do that. So, what that mean, right? But Zeus wanted to create this race to praise him, because he wanted to be praised. So he wanted to create a race that would praise him, right? Zeus, we're talking about Anunnaki God, aka Satan, what they call him right here on this planet. They call him Satan on this planet, right? And Satan and Lucifer, that's two whole different individuals, so they confuse you. And they got you thinking Lucifer and Satan is the same individual. Two whole different individuals. Then they got you, man, look. Hey, we got to understand why it's even a war. We got to understand why it's even a war before we can even get into your cosmic neighbors. Because you won't never understand what's going on until you understand the war. You won't understand what's going on until you understand the war. This is the art of deception. This is the art of deception. You won't never understand what's going on until you understand the war. This is why they have distracted you. What's the key to war? Art of deception. See, right? So, as us being the gods and goddesses, right? We never abused our authority. We never abused our position. We never abused our power, right? So you had Zeus now and his group, which are now the fallen angels. What they say are fallen angels, right? And the fallen malevolent forces. Zeus, he got tired of abiding by that universal law that we weren't gonna abuse our power. Zeus got tired of that shit. He like, man, look, I'm a god. Look, let me tell you how Zeus was feeling, how he was thinking. Look, Zeus was like, man, look, hey, look, I'm a god, bro. I'm not finna just be sitting around here, you know what I'm saying, praising myself all day when I could be out here creating races that praise me. I could be out here creating races that praise me. I can get them races to build the planet for me. I can get these races to go on other planets and hijack them of their resources and bring them back to me. I ain't got to do nothing. I can sit in my throne and I can kick it, and I can go send other scouters out there. I don't even have to move. That's how Zeus was thinking, right? Why was he even thinking like that? Why did he even want that power? Because that's our goddesses. That's our goddesses. Our goddesses created us to create everything else you see today. But our goddesses gave us one original task. She said, and I quote verbatim, right? She said, hey, you will go out and you will multiply, you will spread, and you will be fruitful. Right? But yet, yet, she never did say, you will go out there and abuse your powers. She didn't say that shit. She said, you will go out there and you will be fruitful and you will multiply. And from that point, we went out and we created everything you see now. And our goddesses ain't have to touch nothing. Our goddesses sat back, watched us be fruitful amongst the universe. And our goddesses sat back, watched us create these planets, create these galaxies, create these other beings, right? As the goddess is the let me see, because it's a word for this. Because as the gods, we are the enforcers, right? We are the enforcers. We are the pyramid going up. The gods are. We are the pyramids going up. And our divine feminine, our goddesses are the pyramids going down, right? Because they give the task and we enforce it. You feel me? So the goddess tell us, hey, y'all go here, do this, do that, right? Set that up. Go do that, right? Or, but just to give you a reference of how it is, because it's not even like that in Cosmos, it's because it's so advanced. It's so advanced up there. We don't even move off thoughts and words. But just to give y'all a reference, that's how you know what I'm saying. That's how it's legitimate to go. You feel me? But you got Satan. He was tired of. That's the position Satan wanted. Satan he wanted our Anunnaki goddess positions, right? Satan wanted to be a goddess. If we're gonna be real, Satan wanted to be a goddess. He didn't want to be a god, right? He even wanted the womb of creation, but he couldn't get that, right? So that also had him feeling some type of way that he couldn't possess the womb of creation. Zeus, what they call Satan right here on this realm. Zeus, yes, he wanted the womb of creation. He wanted that. He wanted that goddess position, right? Because he wanted to feel like he could, since he a god, he feel like since he a god, he shouldn't have to do nothing. That's how Zeus feel. He feel like because he a god, he shouldn't have to do nothing, right? But he don't understand, obviously. All right, but that mindset right there of Zeus got us right here in today's day where we are now, right? Because he then went outside of himself. Once he was denied approval to create this race, right? Because he was trying to create this race to worship him, the Council of Goddesses denied that shit, right? They was like, trying to create a race to get worshipped? So get out of my office. Type shit. Baby, he stormed out the office. Boom, like, mad. Don't be mad, bro. See, now Zeus, now I'm talking to your bitch ass, nigga. Zeus, now I'm talking to you. Don't be mad, bro. You can't be mad. This is how it's supposed to go, nigga. It wasn't gonna go no other way. So Zeus, you know now that your mistakes have put you in a place where you can never prevail. So Zeus, your forces, they're done. Zeus, the synthetic genetics that you have created, you must repay for that synthetic race, not synthetic race, that synthetic genetics that you created, that synthetic strand of genetic that you created, it was pointless, Zeus. And you knew that. You knew it was pointless before you created them. And we told you. And you still went out your way. So Jesus, what is Jesus in Spanish? Jesus. Let me tell you something. It's over, man. We're done here. No, you're done here. You can no longer do what you have been doing, Zeus. That's why I'm here now. And you know, hey, to the whole chat, y'all just step aside me and Zeus having a one-on-one, right? Because we always have one-on-ones. And Zeus know every chance I get, I'm going to tell his ass like how it is. Every chance I get. So, hey, Zeus, again. It's over with. You know who I am. You know why I came back. You know what I'm supposed to be doing. And you know how I'm going to leave this motherfucker. So don't play, right? Zeus, stop trying to interfere and interfere with what I got going on. Zeus, leave me alone. I'm trying to wake up the guys who you couldn't mess with. Because they came here under full protection. I'm trying to get to them. And you get in my way. And you know what that's going to do. Because you know who I am. Zeus. And because you know who I am, the motherfuckers you created and motherfuckers that's in power, they know who I am too. They know who I am too. So they know why I'm on this planet. Y'all know why I'm here. Just let me do what I'm here to do. Just let me do what I came here to do. Right. Let me do what I came here to do, Zeus. Get the fuck off my tail. Cause look, let me tell you something, Zeus. Let me tell you something, Zeus. I don't need to be worshipped, nigga. Zeus. Hey, Zeus. I don't need to be worshipped. I don't need to be praised. I don't need to step outside of myself, Zeus. Hey, Zeus. I don't need in the race to praise me. I don't need affirmations told to me, Zeus. So we two whole different gods, nigga. Yeah, we in Anunnaki, but you ain't my Anunnaki, nigga. I'm talking to Zeus right now, y'all, because he listening. And a lot of y'all don't know that. Yeah. Zeus, he listens to me. Why do he listen to me? Because he knows who the fuck I am. Right? Just because y'all don't know who I am yet, don't mean they don't. Let me repeat that. Just because y'all don't know who I am yet, don't mean they don't. They know who I am, and they know why I'm here. Right? They know why I'm here, and they know who I am. And they only know this because of Zeus has told them. Because Zeus personally knows who the fuck I am. And I'm telling Zeus right now, hey, you might well leave me alone, Zeus. You might well leave me alone, Zeus. Feel me? Cause Zeus, I don't need to be praised, my man. I don't need to be worshipped. These little malevolent forces that you created, they ain't even strong enough. They do magic. They magic ain't even strong enough. You feel me? Zeus, you turn my people upside down. You turn my people that was stuck here upside down. Do you know what we do for stuff like that being done to our people? We ain't no bitches, boy. That's your first mistake to think that. Never been no bitches. That's your first mistake to think that, Zeus. I'm just talking to Zeus right now, y'all. Yeah, I ain't even talking to the channel. You know what I'm saying? We paused from the look from what we was talking about. I'm talking to Zeus because now I'm getting irritated, right? Because every time I sit on this motherfucker and I start talking to y'all about this shit, cause I don't. There's so much talking that I can do, y'all. I'm a warrior. I don't do that talking shit. I'm here to. They know what I'm here to do. They know what I'm here to do. Look at God, man. Do he came on here to talk? Look at his face. Do he talk? Disclaimer: if you don't like me smoking, if you don't like locks, if you don't like crystals, if you don't like ancient arts, get the fuck off my live now, bitch ass nigga. Straight up. We ain't holding no filters for no nigga. We ain't holding no filters for nobody. If you don't like what you see, nigga, click off the live. You feel me? Straight up. I'm not playing with y'all, nigga. This energy we in, it's the ancestors here. It's the ancestors here. It's the ancestors that's speaking. You feel me? Y'all keep thinking it's a game though. Y'all keep thinking it's a game though. But it's not y'all fault. This was Zeus bitch ass done did. So. Feel me? This was Zeus did. This was Zeus did though, y'all. That's why his time is up. And that's why I just had to have that little one-on-one with him. But you know, every time I go back to the cosmos, you know what I'm saying, I look down on him as now. And that's right, Zeus. And that's right, Zeus. We used to look at each other. Now I look down on you. Because you have tricked yourself out of your spot. So you came to Planet Kai and tried to trick others out their spot. How wrong of you. Understand. The Nunakais that has been put under war has been, you know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? The Nunakai guys who's stuck here, and has been stuck here through energy cycles and energy cycles and energy cycles. These guys, right? These guys and goddesses, they don't understand that they're in the process of an active war, and they're trying to be safe, right? It's already in time. I'm tired of seeing people talking about, oh, it's end times, end game. It's already in game. It's already in game. It's already in game. You don't know that because they are hiding it from you, right? Okay. So the black lives here today is that you got other forces and other races trying to get to you and trying to help you and trying to save you because what Zeus has done, right? And we just talking. We ain't rushing nothing, y'all. We just talking. You feel me? I don't get on here and rush, or I'm not rushing. So if you impatient waiting for the message, stay tuned. We're gonna get there, but I'm not rushing to get there. So, but we must understand how we even got there, right? So 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 I understand that this war taking place has put you in a position where you don't even know who you are, right? This war that's taking place has put our people in a position that we don't even know who we are anymore. We don't know where we come from. We don't know how we got here. Nothing. All we know is that we here right now. That's facts. All we know is that we here right now. That's facts. But why are we here right now? Why are the grand creators of this whole multiverse stuck on planet Kai as for what they call Earth today's day? Why? Well, why? Because you have another you have another of one of your beings that's the grand creator. You have another one of the grand creator beings that went negative. So him being a god, you have to realize this is why he's even able to do these such things. So him creating this human being, him creating these human beings, right? So him creating these human beings, um, you gotta understand, he didn't completely fuck up with creating them. Although he did, and we had to re-engineer them, he didn't completely fuck up, right? Because you gotta remember, Zeus is also one of the first. He was in that line of some of the first gods that were created, of some of the first gods, some of the first original scientists of the cosmos. You see what I'm saying? So Zeus is a scientist, right? He fell in love with splicing genes. He fell in love with separating the brown gene from the dark gene. He fell in love with doing that. This is why he tried to make a race in a resemblance of us to worship him, right? So he didn't have to do nothing, so he could just send them on everything to do everything. This is why he got these human beings down here doing everything, right? This is why he ain't showed his face yet with his bitch ass. And he ain't gonna show his face. Y'all ain't gonna see him, cause he gonna keep hiding, right? But um, moral of the story. This is why you got this is why your human beings here nowadays. This is why they do everything. They get they task and orders from Zeus. They check in with Zeus, right? So this is why the war is hitting you right on the head, because Zeus knows everything. I ain't gonna say he knows everything about you, but Zeus knows you. He knows you like the back of his hand. So this is why the war is hitting you right on top of the head. And this is why he got these human beings doing everything for him. Everything for him. Right? Because right now he getting what he want, but he not getting what he want. Because how he getting what he want? Well, he got people that worship him through religion, right? He got the beings that's doing everything for him, right? Your shadow government. He got a throne he can sit down on. But the moment the moment he sit down on that throne, he will fall in shackles. You see, the moment Satan sit down on that throne, he will fall in shackles. The more he sit on that throne, he will fall in shackles. The longer he sit in that throne, he will fall in shackles. All of the above. I am saying this is my intent. This is what's willed to happen. It is what is happening. See, understand that you are in a major war, right? Understand that you are in a major galactic war, and it is not physical. So don't be expecting to look. Well, it's physical, but to a certain level. So don't be expecting to look for it to a level where you can walk outside and see it, right? As far as you can in certain systems and things that's going on your planet, but it's non-physical. So it is don't be looking as far as in weapons. Don't be looking as in physical destruction, because it's not there. You're not gonna find it. You feel me? You're gonna push yourself to an end like that. So y'all, when hold on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna set back up, y'all, because this gonna be a good one. Hold on. We're gonna set back up. Y'all, hold on right quick. Give me a moment. Give me a second. So it's just imperative that we understand what we're warring against. Feel me? It's just imperative that we understand who we are warring against, as for it is for our best sake to understand, because we are not warring against people who are unfamiliar with us. We are warring against one of our own species. We are warring against a member from our own species, right? So, wait. Alright, so, hold on, bear with me, y'all. Alright, so, alright, so yeah, we warring with a member of our own species, you feel me? And that's not nothing light that we should be taking light, right? Because it is a chance, or it is a chance, a big chance, that a lot of us were very, very, very unfamiliar with that, you know. So it's only best that we understand who we warring against to understand why it is even a war, right? We must understand who we warring against to understand why it is even a war, right? So, so Pete. So Pete. It's imperative we understand who we're warring against to understand why we're warring. As every word I say, as every word I speak, may thus it shall hit to open your third eye to see. May thus it shall further help you decode these organized lies yourself. So, you have You have a point in their history. You have a point in their history. You have a point in their time where, um, you know, they told you that, they told you that, how can I say this, Because like I said, it'd be hard to put certain things in words. But I want to say it for y'all to understand in the best way possible, you know. So when I say like, you know, well, we're gonna start from the root, cause I don't want to lose y'all, right? But when it comes to this war that we in, you better understand that this war is taking place in right here on this planet, and it's been going for a while. You see, you got ancestors in each corner of this realm. In each corner of this realm, you got ancestors, right? Because you have Zeus that has done what he's done and is doing what he's doing, you got ancestors who are coming straight from headquarters to help in this war. You have other forces who knew about this war, as so above, so below, right? As so within, so without, right? You have other forces that know about this war that's taking place here, right? Because it is a galactic thing, right? Um, and because you have a group of Anunnaki gods stuck here, or not even a group, you have, well, yes, you have a group of Anunnaki gods stuck here. And then you have a whole race of the descendants of Anunnaki gods that has been denationalized, reclassified, separated, robbed, killed, abused, uh, 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 and all above those natures by these people that Zeus have been forced to do, right? Because you have a group of these beings that were, a lot of them transcended during the war, the physical war, right? Because you have a lot of them that transcended during the physical war that wasn't supposed to transcend, they have came back, right? They have reincarnated, or they have rather say, they have had an inception, right? Right. So they're back. The ones who was not supposed to transcend around, they transcended to the war because of Zeus. They are here in full effect to avenge for our land, for the descendants, and for the race that's been trapped here through the cycle of reincarnation. All right. So it's imperative that we understand this. Why? Because of this, you have other forces, right? But because you've been here for so long, and you've been being suppressed for so long, right? Through generations and generations and generations and generations, after the great fall from the great invasion, like I said, you didn't lost all your touch and all your memory of these things. So to say that is to say you got so much ancestors, so many ancestors that you don't remember, but they remember you, right? You got this specific, you got this specific race though that is a part of your family, right? Cause see, know that. Oh shit, we getting deep, y'all. Hold on. So know that, right? That once upon a time before, or not even once upon a time, but once in a moment, right? You got a universe full of of nothing but high vibrational beings, high vibrational supreme beings, right? And within that right there, within that moment right there, right? You got this. You got this race that's a part of you. You got this race that's the same species of you. Cause like I said, within this multiverse, after we created this multiverse, we all took on different tasks, different groups, different name. You know what I'm saying? Different all that. So you had a race of us. You know that you know took place. You had a race of us that took place in what they call now the Sirius star system, right? With that being the Sirius A, Sirius B, Sirius C, Sirius, and then it's a series that they don't tell you about, but just to get familiar with it, this it's a star system called the Sirius star system, right? They kind of tell you a little bit about it, but like I said, when they do tell you about it, they tell you that it consists of Sirius A, Sirius B, and Sirius C, right? Which is true, but it is it is it is a planet there that they're not listing, right? Because those are planets. Sirius A, Sirius B, Sirius C. Those are other planets, right? Those are planets that have other planets around them, right? So, and those are planets that have other realms within them, too. So, Pete, um, you got a group of us, right? Before this planet was constructed, you had a group of us who, uh, because it was a group of us that was building this planet. All of your Anunnaki gods was not building one planet at a time. That's not how that was going, right? It don't take one. It don't take all of us to build one planet, right? It may take 9 of us to build one planet. It may take 6 of us to build one planet, or it may take 3 of us to build one planet. You see? So understand that specifically the amount that was sent to build this planet was 144,000, right? So 144,000 was sent to build and guard this planet, right? Some of your most advanced warriors of your Anunnaki gods and goddesses, right? Some of your most advanced warriors. You see, um, they were sent here to guard and help build up this planet, right? Because see now that 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 race of your Anunnaki gods, they are what you consider the guardians of the galaxies. This is why they came out with the movie, the Marvel movie Guardian of the Galaxy. They were referring to your Anunnaki who are here though, because they here, right? The 144,000 is still here, but they have been getting killed off during the war, through warring with these people. And because we don't die, because we have soul and spirit, we are gods and goddesses, we come right back. You feel me? And this is our planet, so we can come right back. But we kill them, they can't come back. They gone, they dead, because they are single cell organisms. They don't have soul, they only have spirit. But their spirit is not high vibrational. But then you have some high vibrational human beings. That's why I say peace to the high vibrational human beings as well, right? So, um, um, this is why they try to make it seem like we were all one race, right? But we are not. Um, you have the 144,000 that is still here, and because of these 144,000 are still here, right? You have other forces in the galaxies and the cosmos throughout the universes, right? Called the Galactic Federation, right? Which consists of over 300 different species from different galaxies and different planets, right? 300 to 3,000 to be exact. So, these forces, they know you're stuck down here, and they're trying to help you. But every time they get close to helping you, your elites and your oppressors have been preparing it so they can scare you away, right? So they make it seem like these extraterrestrials is trying to land here is doing harm to the whole planet. That's what they do it to scare you away, because these beings that's landing here are landing here for you. You are the creator of this planet. You've created other beings that stand in righteousness just as you do. And they are here to help you. But your oppressors are hiding them from you, and they are deeming them as negative forces. These are your cosmic neighbors that remember you. But do you remember them? They remember you before you landed here. And they remember you when you still was here. But do you remember them when you landed here? And do you remember him? And do you remember them now that you're still here? Right. You see? That's a problem. So, although you don't remember them, they still trying to get to you. Although you don't remember them, they still trying to get in touch with you. They still helping you in this war. Matter of fact, rather, say it. They still out here getting active for you, and you don't even remember them. And it's not your fault. But the least you can do is try somewhere, right? Because they got us down here thinking that this physical reality is everything. This is it. This is all. This physical reality right here is all. That's what they got us thinking. This shit right here is all. This is everything. This is me, goddamn. This reality is real as a motherfucker. As so what they say, right? That's what they made it seem like to us. A person who is not aware will look at this, or look at this, or look at this, and be like, oh. A person who is not aware will look at this and be like, oh, that's a flame. That's fire. That's just a flame. That's just fire. And it's hot as hell. Yeah, I know not to touch it. A person who is not aware, that's how they will look at it. A person who is not aware They will look at this and just be like, oh, that's just the rock. There's red and clear and got some black in it, right? They will look at this and say, this is just a rock. But rather say it don't matter what it is, as this is not just a rock, it's a crystal, but it don't matter what it is. Somebody could look at this and say, oh, that's just an ashtray. A person who is not aware. But this is what they have done to us. This is their spell magic. This is their trickery, right? Because we could look at that and be like, oh, yeah. But we don't understand on a cosmic level that this is actually not a actual solid. It only appears solid because it is vibrating at its lowest state. So it appears solid because now light can bend off of it. So you can see it with the retinas. This is what they taught you basic science in school. You see? But we'll look at this and be like, this is just a solid. But it's not really a solid. And this is actually moving. This is not really a still object. And it's moving because everything is vibrations. We orchestrated this to be like that. We set that up like that. Yes, we did that. This is moving. This is not a still matter. But you don't see it moving because it is reflecting off your retinas as a solid. But because it is vibrating slower than you, right? Because it is vibrating slower than you, or because it is vibrating on the same level, you're on the same material or matter you're vibrating on, it's going to appear to you as a solid, just like you appear as a solid, right? But if I was to light this flame, right, and I don't know if y'all can see the gases, but if you see the gas fumes, right, I let go of that flame, you can't see that little gas fume without the flame. Just as you can't see those beings, you can't see the beings around you, and you can't see what's really going on around you without activating a certain thing. So the only way I can see that gas, the only way I can see that little gas matter, the only way I can see the gas matter, the gas density, I have to light the lighter. I have to activate the spot. I have to activate the fire through the lighter, right? Now I can see the gas fumes, right? But if I want to see what's going on around me, if I want to see the beings around me, the ships around me, everything around me, I have to open my pineal gland. I have to decalcify my pineal gland, right? I have to restore my neural cortex, right? It's the same with you. So, you got beings through all densities. You got beings from all type of different galaxy systems, all different type of planets. You got beings from all different type of other species in an alliance to help you, the Anunnaki gods that are here on planet Kai. And one of these species that we're talking about today specifically, which is what this whole live is about, right? You got this specific extraterrestrial race, right, that has made an alliance to help you in this war, right? And they are going to land here as well. And some of them are already here. I'm not going to tell you where they are. I'm not going to reveal that to the public because I know where they are. I'm not going to disclose anything about their plan because I'm not going to, but they can't stop us anyway, but I'm not going to further get them help, see? But I will tell you that this specific extraterrestrial race called the Nagas, are here to help you, right? And you got the specific extraterrestrial race called the Nagas, and they are a part of us. They are a part of the Anunnakis, but they, like I said, as we split, well, as we finished constructing this multiverse, and we took on different tasks, different where everywhere in different groups, right? You got a group of us called the Nagas, right? And they are located in the Sirius star system, right? And they are located in the Sirius star system, in Sirius A to be exact, right? Now they never told us those planets, about those about that star system, but uh, to break it down to you, right? You got Sirius A, which is Aurelius or Aurelius, right? But we know if we got to use the English language, so it's many ways to pronunciate it because of the English language, which is why we don't use English language, right? But because I can't give you the direct name through through the barytonic vibrations, because you won't understand that, I have to give it to you through the English language. And the word for it in the English language would be, yeah, like, um, so understand that, oh yeah, the word for it in the English language would be Aurelius or Aurelius, right, Series A. So, I ain't gonna lie, they never told us this, but that's what Series A represents, stand for. So, you got these specific beings of us, the specific race of us that reside in the Sirius, Sirius A, right? And these are the Nagas, right? Your Nagas are in, they are located in the Sirius A, and they come from the Sirius A, all right? And they did a lot of things in the Sirius A, but uh, they went from the Sirius A to the Sirius B, right? But we talked about the Sirius B if you go watch. We talked all about the Sirius B if you go watch the Celestial Aquatics. We talked a lot about the Sirius B, but you got these Nagas, right? And then they once started from Sirius A, went to Sirius B. Then before the war broke out in Sirius B, they went back to Sirius A. So you got a lot of them that made it back to Sirius A before the war even broke out, right? So you got a lot of them that you don't see at all, period, right? We got a lot of them that you don't know about at all, period, rather say. And then you got some that got caught in that moment that war broke out on Sirius B, right? So they they then came down here with the Bazoofians from Sirius B, which Sirius B represents the Bazufu. So Sirius B is for Bazufu, right? So um, you got a lot of your beings from there down here, like right now. So some of your Nagas came down here when that war broke out in Sirius B, and they came down here with the Bazoofians. You feel me? Because your Bazoofians came down here too. Because like I said, you'll get a lot of drops from that if you go watch the Celestial Aquatics. So I put a lot. Well, we talked a lot about that. So, but these Nagas, they are a part of us too. They are us too, right? And these Nagas, they talked about the head creator of these Nagas, but they blemished her image, and she's a goddess, right? This Naga race was made by a goddess. Hear me clear. The Naga race was made by a goddess, right? So you got these Nagas from Sirius A, um, like I said, some of them was in Sirius B as well. Some of them went to Sirius B, you know, and that war broke out. It wasn't a war between the Nagas and the Bazoofians. It was a war between, it was an actual war between the Pleiadians and your reptilians. It was a war between the mainly and majority of your Pleiadians, but your reptilians, some of your reptilians was in alliance with that as well. So, your Pleiadians and your reptilians was actually warring with the Bazoofians in Series B. And some of your Nagas was there too, right? And after that war, we told them we promised them that we would, make them a new home, like get them a new home. And we were already building this planet up, so we was like, shit, y'all might as well just come here, shit. So we brought them here, and some of your Nagas came too, but some of your Nagas went back to Series A, just like some of your, your Nomos and your angelic beings went back to Series B after Series B was rebuilt, because we also rebuilt Series B. You feel me? Um, I'm giving y'all some far back cosmic history right now, but your Nagas are a race of transmutation beings, and they kind of showed you these beings, right? Arm, chest, torso, snake-like bottom half, right? So they got a torso, a humanoid torso with a snake lower body. With a, like, you feel me? This is a real race, and these are the Nagas, right? And they're coming from Series A here to help you. So we're gonna be talking about all these ancestral cosmic neighbors coming here to help you from this week throughout, because this is what's going on right now. Because we can't be scared of these beings when they land here, right? So, you got your Nagas, and your Nagas, see, like I said, they come from Series A, but some of them are already here. But see, when your Nagas was here, they appeared. Some of them appeared. Some of them took on the animation of land dragons. Just like how your Bazoofians came down here. Some of your Bazoofians took on the animation of dolphins and whales, right? So just like that is how. Just like how that was. Just like how your Bazoofians came down here and took on the animation of the dolphins or the whales. It's just like how your Nagas came down here and took on the animation, or just like how your, like I said, you could say it two ways: your Aurelians or your Aurelians. You feel me? It's two ways to say it. But if you want to add that essence to it, but they came down here and took on. Some of them took on the animations of what you want to call your land dragons, right? Um, these were your snakes, your huge snakes, huge snakes, right? So a lot of your Nagas come down here and take on the vessels of snakes, right? Not just no regular snakes neither, because a lot of us may be like, oh damn, so every time I see a snake, that's a Naga. No, because just like how, you know, they put regular fishes in the ocean to try to match the aquatic life with the dolphins and the whales, just like how they try to put other lambs out there to try to match the life of the Nagas, and they're trying to say that they're reptilian based, but they're not reptilian based, you know. This is another thing that a lot of people don't tell you, because we also created a race of reptilians, but we didn't create a race of native reptilians. Keep this in mind. Anytime I say we created a race, we created a race out of pure positive intent, positive actions, rightfulness intent, rightful actions. You feel me? Never none less. See what I'm saying? So, and the reptilians we made, they didn't even look like the reptilians you know today, right? So they actually showed you the race of reptilians that we created in Series A, right? They looked like um the girl that they showed you off X-Men. they could flip her skin up and turn blue. You see? So um they'll try to say that your snakes and all that is the reptilian kingdom, the reptile kingdom, that got something to do with your draconians and all that. No, it don't. It don't. You feel me? It don't. As we just broke that down, what that really, you know what I'm saying? But your you got some of your Nagas here, right? And then you got Nagas in their peers form coming here to help you. Now you got now who is the head general of the Nagas, right? They talked a little bit about it in history. They talked a little bit about it in history, in Greek mythology. That we know of is Medusa, right? The goddess Medusa, right? And they say that she was given a curse, you know, which is completely a lie. Everything they said about Medusa is completely false. See what I'm saying? She was never given no curse, ever, and she is not no human being that had a head full of snakes. That is not true. Medusa, actually a Anunnaki goddess, right? Who transmutated the bottom half of her body into a snake like a snake like animation. You see, and when she did this to herself, she then did this. Once she did this to herself, she then created more of that form. And this is where you get your people with the full torso and snake like bottom half. These are your Nagas, real race, and they look just like me. They look just like me. Medusa, she looked just like a goddess. She is a goddess, a Anunnaki goddess, right? And Medusa is a head general and a head creator of this Naga's race, of the snakes in general. So now see, your Medusa created the snakes. All right, your Medusa is where they get the snakes from. But see, they copy Medusa imprint. They copy her print of the snakes, and then they didn't try to make their own, which is the venomous snakes. You see, they didn't try to make their own and put venom in theirs they made, that they grew in the science lab. You feel me? That they scientists conducted. You see, just like they did with the birds, with the sea life. You feel me? But your Nagas, right? Pure warrior race. And you know what I'm saying? They come from Series A. You know what I'm saying? And they're here to help us. They are us. They're part of us. Right? And they look just like me and you if you have carbon in your skin. So it's nothing to be scared of when they land. Because you will see them. And you will see all type of huge cosmic snakes that you've never seen before. And if you're unaware of it, it's gonna scare you shitless. This is why I'm here to let you know now. Those are part of those beings are your cosmic neighbors, are your family. They're here for you. And there's many more beings here for you that we're gonna be talking about, but I just wanted to get y'all familiar with these Nagas. The Nagas. That's why a lot of people say the Nomos and the Nagas. Right? Peace to the God divine insight. Right? Peace to my elders, peace to my middle age group, peace to my peers with that being the youth. 21 and younger. Um, Peace to the God divine insight. You feel me? As the family receives my blessings. Um, Peace to all the gods and goddesses. Peace to all the gods and goddesses upon the Kai. I want to send peace, and I want to send peace out to all four corners of the realm, With that being north, south, east, west, I want to send peace out to all for matters and all for densities of realities. With that being solid, liquid, gas, plasma. Um, and I want to give a peace to the ancestors. I want to give a peace to the cosmic family. You feel me? That's y'all. Um, it's about time we get familiar with our cosmic neighbors because we always talk about our physical lineage. But you got cosmic neighbors as well that's here to help you. And these Nagas are a part of them. Right? We will expand upon more. And in the next race we talk about, it won't be like this. We won't make the live so long extra like this. We only did this today because I know this race right here, it ain't so much for to talk about because they already inactive doing things. And I can't, that ain't for me to put out yet. I'm only putting out what the ancestors is allowing me to use my esophagus to you know what I'm saying, to say, right? So, I leaves I come. Y'all stay tuned for the next one. Peace to all the guys and goddesses. One, be aware of these not guys. If you got questions, comment below.